I spent so much time stressing over my edits having amazing visuals, but I completely ignored the one thing that was actually making edits feel good. And the crazy thing is, most people don't even realize how important it is until it disappears. Sound design is what gives your edits impact and emotion. Without it, your videos just feel cheap. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 sound design techniques that will instantly improve your edits. And with each one, I'll give you some secret sauce that will take your sound design to the next level. I used to spend hours and hours searching for the perfect sound effects, and half the time I'd end up settling for something that was close enough, but never exactly right. Then one day I realized something. I've been producing music for over 10 years. So why am I approaching sound design in editing completely different from music production? In music, if I couldn't find the right sound, I would layer sounds together to create it. So I started doing the same thing in my edits, and it completely changed everything. Instead of spending an hour trying to find the right whoosh, I could just build one myself. But even with layering, sometimes things just don't quite click. You'd have good layers, good sounds, everything should work together, but the mix still sounded muddy or messy. And that's because too many sounds were fighting for the same frequencies. So here's the secret sauce to getting your layers to fit together perfectly. All these sounds you're using occupy a certain frequency range, and when too many sounds are sitting in the same frequency, they end up fighting and making everything sound worse. But fixing this is actually pretty easy. All you need to do is use an EQ to give each sound its own space. For this layer, I only want the high frequencies, so I'll cut out the lows and some of the mids. For the next layer, I mostly want the mids, so I'll cut out both the highs and the lows. And for this last layer, I only want the low end, so I'll cut out the highs and some of the mids. This is before the EQ, and this is after. When every sound has its own space in the mix, everything suddenly feels fuller, cleaner, and way more cohesive. For the longest time, I thought choosing music was just about finding a good beat. I thought matching the tempo of the music to the pacing of the edit was all that mattered. High energy scene, fast music. Slow cinematic scene, slow music. And honestly, I thought that was enough. But music does way more than control pacing. It controls emotion. And to really understand this, we need to touch on a tiny bit of music theory. Now don't worry, this isn't going to be a full-on music lesson. You really only need to understand one thing. Different musical choices create different emotional feelings, and a lot of that comes down to major and minor keys. A major key will usually feel brighter, more uplifting or hopeful, whereas a minor key will often feel more emotional, dramatic or tense. Now, obviously these rules are pretty loose, and music is way more complicated than just major equals happy and minor equals sad. But as an editor, having a basic understanding of how different keys create different emotional tones is incredibly useful. And your music selection goes from just finding a song that fits to actually controlling how your audience feels. The secret sauce comes when you start matching the key of your sound effects to the key of the music. When your sound effects are out of key, it's kind of like hearing someone sing off key. Even if you know nothing about music theory, your brain instantly notices that something feels wrong. Out of key sound effects do the exact same thing to an edit. They subtly break the immersion. But when your sound effects are in the same key as the music, everything naturally feels connected. I know what you're thinking though. I don't want to sit here for hours finding sound effects that are in key. Well, you don't have to. This is where the pitch shifter comes in. Every editing software has one. If you don't know how a pitch shifter works, here's a quick breakdown. Each semitone represents a note up or down from the starting key. If your sound is in F and you need it to be in A, you would go up 4 semitones. The cents is for when you really want to dial things in. There are 100 cents in a semitone. If you have an ear for music, you can just adjust the semitones and trust your ears. If it sounds good, it probably is. If not, you could put your songs and sound effects into a platform like TuneBat to find the key. This is one of those tiny details that most viewers will never consciously notice, but they absolutely feel it. And that makes your edits feel dramatically more polished and immersive. One of the biggest mistakes I used to make with sound design was adding too much. There was always music playing, always sound effects, always something happening. And because of that, nothing actually felt impactful. Think about jump scares in horror movies. What makes them hit so hard isn't the loud sounds or intense music, it's the silence right before it. When everything goes silent, your brain starts anticipating something. It builds tension, and then the sound hits harder because of the contrast. I like to cut the music to create emphasis, because when the music suddenly cuts, the quick change in audio jolts your audience to attention. But just having a hard cut in the music can sound a bit jarring. So here's the secret sauce to getting clean cuts to silence. And the best way to bring your music back in. Here's what I do when I cut the music. Cut the last beat of the song and duplicate the clip. Extend the duplicated clip out, then create a keyframe on the volume. Move forward one frame, then bring the volume all the way down to silence. Then create a compound clip. Now add a reverb to this clip and increase the decay time. You may have to lower the volume and add some fades to get a clean hit, but just play around with it until you get a clean mix. This is before, and this is after. Now here's what to do to bring the music back in and actually give it some impact. Cut the first beat of the song and duplicate it. Do the same as earlier and extend the clip and create volume keyframes. Compound the clip and add reverb. Now compound the clip one more time and reverse it. This creates a riser that perfectly fits your song. But to really create some impact, there's one more little trick you can do. When bringing the music back in, don't just bring it right back in from where you cut it out. Move forward in the song to a point that has more energy. So if you cut the song somewhere in the verse, bring it back in the chorus. This makes such a big difference in how much impact the silence creates. These are 3 of the biggest sound design techniques that completely change the way I edit. And once you start paying attention to audio like this, your videos instantly start feeling more immersive.